Go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Stout Sportsmen. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about the Bassmaster Classic coming up here this coming week. We got Friday through Sunday down in Knoxville, Tennessee. How's it going, Scott?
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing all right? Yeah, excited?
Sorta.
Yeah,
Get to watch fishing again.
yeah. It's been what
I mean, it's
about a month?
yeah. I think that's, and we just were talking about it. I think that's the struggles with fantasy fishing. It's
Yeah,
hurry up and wait. It's
right.
like
Exactly.
you get two events in, and then you take a month off. And I think
Right.
is there like a week or two in between this and the next event, and then I think there's another break, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it's rough.
Yeah. April. What's it look like? April 20th, I think,
Yeah.
for Lake Murray. Yep. And then those are back to back. Murray and then Sandy Cooper. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, they're pretty close
Yeah.
to each other. I think.
Yeah, they're both, I think, South Carolina.
Yep.
Yep. So kind of be a little bit of the same thing we've been going through here. So,
Yep.
oh well.
All right.
All right. Um, well, I mean, there's a little bit of history here. There was an Elite Series event there in 2021, a little bit earlier in the year. It was like February, I think it was
Yeah.
February 25th through the 8th. So a couple weeks earlier, and then we had the 2019 Classic on the
Yeah, and
Tennessee River in Knoxville. So
I think that was roughly around the same time. I'm not sure
March
exactly.
15th through the 17th. So like about a week
Close.
apart.
Week
Yeah.
ahead.
Yep.
All I can say is I don't understand these March February tournaments. Like
Yeah.
if you're not in Florida, Texas, I mean, even then you're taking a chance. It's gonna be cold, I guess, right? I don't know if I haven't
I
looked
ha-
ahead.
yeah, I haven't looked at their weather at all, but I mean, from what I've read, Brandon Lester was kind of saying it should be about as good as it gets. But I'm pulling up Knoxville weather right now. See, Friday 77, 70 Saturday
Oh,
71 Sunday
wow.
with a chance of some T storms.
Hmm.
So they're probably going to get a little bit wet
That
sporadically, but
yeah, it makes me rethink my picks here, but we'll
yeah,
go with it and
yeah.
see. But I didn't think it was going to be that warm. Nice, go Bills.
Oh yeah. All right. You just want to get
Start it
right
off.
into get
Yeah,
into some picks. All right.
yeah.
Go ahead. Start us out with a group here.
All right. I think for most of my picks, I did not go with the favorite.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'm going to go with one of my favorite guys to pick, and that is Brandon Polnick.
Brandon Polnick. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much all he has left to win, right? So,
Yeah. You're right there. That's true.
um, and I think he has some history there. He fished the 2019 Classic. He fished there in
Mhm.
2021. I think
He did
I want to
30,
say,
37th in 2021
I
and
think he,
10th at the
yeah, I was gonna say
Classic.
he
Yeah.
top 10 the Classic. So,
Yep.
he has, I think he's one of the most well-rounded anglers.
Hmm.
So with this tournament, we just talked about weather. Well, it's cold weather, it's warm weather. I think he can pretty much do it all,
Yeah.
and I think that's why I picked him.
Okay. Good. For a group for me, I'm kind of not a Brandon Lester fanboy, but I do pick him a lot, and I should be picking him here. But as I've said in our previous um, pick sessions here, I'm staying below that 7-8%, which I'm going to do, and I'm going to go with David Mullins. Uh, he's a
I
Tennessee he's a Tennessee
Yep,
angler himself, and
he's a,
he's got plenty of experience in that area. So I'm going with Mullins at 3.4%. I think it's a solid risk versus reward.
Yeah, and I think the 19 Classic they were cranking,
Probably, yeah.
and Mullins is a cranker. I will say I have him for my Drain the Lake team, so
Okay.
I definitely looked at that. But yeah, for my if honestly, if he wasn't in Group A, I probably would have picked him if
Okay.
he was in one of the other groups.
Yeah. I mean, I really like. I don't know. A group's got a lot of pretty solid guys in it. I mean, especially when you look at Gustafson. Obviously, he won in 2021. So
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's only at 7.3 actually.
yeah, I'm surprised there. I'll say to that, but the way he won,
Right.
as soon as everybody saw the way he won, I think that that pattern is gonna
Yeah.
like it probably got burned up the day or two after that tournament, and
Right.
so he would have to find something else to win on, and
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Um, Anybody else notable that you like, or you just want to skip to B?
um, I think you have to look at Christie, uh, and then the Johnston brothers. Well, Chris Johnston is in this group.
Right.
Um, they're always in it.
Yeah. I wouldn't put any money on one of the Johnstons winning, but a top 10 or 20,
Yeah,
more than likely, at least one of them will be in the top 20 for sure. Yep.
definitely.
Okay, B group.
All right, great. Yep.
I'll
Go
uh,
ahead.
I'll start us off on B. Um, Swindle the Junk Man. He's 26.9. Probably a good pick. He's got plenty of experience down there, but I'm gonna go with Brock Mosley at 4.6.
I'm joining you on that one.
Okay,
I have Brock.
good pick.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you want to give your reasons and then I'll fill in the blanks?
No reasons at all, other than I wanted somebody under that 7-8%, and somebody that I'm not sure if he fished the 2019 there.
Um,
I'm scrolling right now. Let me look.
I don't think he did,
I don't know. He didn't.
but he
And
did
where did
fish. Yeah, he finished
21
ninth.
ninth? See, we got good picks.
The other reason I'm picking him is because he's roommates with Rivette and Hank Cherry,
Yeah,
so he probably feels a little felt or left out right now with winning.
sure.
So and he's always good for a runner up finish.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Always a bridesmaid.
yep.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I that's really why I went with him. He's to steal your term, he's due.
Yeah, he is due. Yeah. I see him throwing some crankbaits and some jerk baits. Maybe if he's rooming with Cherry, he's going to have a jerk bait in his hand.
Yep.
Or should. He'll at least have a couple tied on anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody else in this group? Top edge.
I know we talked about him for what was the last event? Where were they at? I forget.
Seminole.
Seminole. And I talked about Buddy Gross, I think. But I kind of like Buddy Gross here. I mean, it's just up the river a couple hours. I mean, I'm sure he's got plenty of practice up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's plenty of. I'm sure both of the Drews are good picks. Obviously, Johnston, Brian New, Swindle, Walt. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. This is probably the one.
It's probably the most solid group there is.
Yeah, and I'll throw the one that you haven't named. Well, two that you didn't name is Lee Livesey.
Yeah.
And Matt Airy. Matt Airy seems to show up in the classics and the bigger tournaments.
Yeah.
I think he finished pretty well last year, and I think he finished pretty well. I think was he runner up to one of the Hank Cherry wins? I think maybe the one in Texas. I can't remember.
The 20 or 21 Classic.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he could have been. He like a top 2 or 3, I think he was.
he has 3 classic appearances, and let's see, 43rd in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
second in 21, and
Yeah.
14 in 22.
Okay. And he's showing a 32nd place finish in 21 when they were there. Okay. Yeah, I really don't see a bad pick in this group. I
Oh,
mean, any one of those guys have finished top 10 or 20 easily.
yeah. I think with that being said, is the one reason I picked Mosley is because he is owned 4.6%. Take the chance here.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably taking some chances the rest of the way, as you'll see. But to me, I got to do something. I don't know. I could go across the board and take the chalk picks, but that's not going to get me back in the game.
Yep. All right, Group C, and I think I'll lead us off, and I think we pretty much have the same pick. And a
I doubt
guy
it.
that no,
I
wow, you
doubt it.
changed. You changed. I
Well,
thought
did I tell
you're.
you what I had before?
I think we did talk about this one.
Okay.
I went with Matt Robertson. Knows
Oh,
the
I definitely
area.
don't have him.
Oh, well,
I
you know,
love that pick though. That's a great pick
yeah,
because he's not far. So
yeah, yeah. That's the biggest reason I picked him was he lives in that area. He's in Kentucky. He kind of knows those lakes,
right.
and I think he did pretty well in an open in that area.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, he won the Cherokee Lake Open back in 2020, and Cherokee is pretty close to there.
Yeah, Cherokee. Yep. Actually, one of the guys I used to work with had a summer house down there on Cherokee. He's sold it since.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of on our radar a couple of years ago for one of the places to go instead of Chickamauga or Cumberland or wherever. But yeah, we were planning on going to Cherokee. Not anymore, but we can still go.
Just have to find some lodging.
Right. All right. C group for me. This is kind of a somewhat off the wall. Bob Downey. Um, Normally, you're not thinking of a Minnesota angler that's getting picked for the Classic in Tennessee, but going back to the 2021 event, he finished 12th. So I don't know. Hopefully, he learned a little bit a couple of years ago fishing down there, and see if he can follow it up. 3.2%. That was a key factor for me. I mean, this group too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good guys in there. Like you
I
said,
mean,
Robertson, Schmidt,
yeah,
um, Scott Martin.
yeah.
I don't think Taku's going to have a great weekend, but Austin Felix, I think, could do well. Keith Combs cranking. Canterbury and Cobb, they can. Canterbury's been a little hit or miss recently, but
Yeah.
I think Cobb would be a good pick too. Obviously, is 37.2.
I was just looking at. I just wanted to see. How he fished it. 22nd. Prosnick finished 22nd back in 2019. I thought he had done
Okay.
better, but yeah, it's. I mean, being the Classic, that's the first 3 groups are,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. Yep.
wide open.
Yeah.
Pick who you want.
Yep. It's basically what it is.
Now we get to go to groups that are wide open.
We're going to get a lot of the open qualifiers and
Yep.
stuff like that. Yeah, this is a little bit more of a toss up, and even like the guy I picked in D group, he's at 8.9%, and I'm not really sure why I'm picking him. I just am. So I don't know what his percentage was like 3 weeks ago when I actually made these picks, but it is what it is. There's one standout, Tyler Rivette at 38.2, but
I think that's just riding the hot hand.
that's right in the hot hand, and the people that are looking at ranking points. That's it.
Yep. That being said,
Will Davis Jr. That's what I'm going with.
I went with the guy right below him, Cooper Gallant, 8.1%. He won last year on Cherokee.
Okay.
And he also has. I mean, he's Canadian, so he can fish the deeper water. He can,
right.
He understands that. Obviously he won it at Cherokee, so he understands kind of those Tennessee waters. You can do a lot of things in Tennessee.
Yeah, and I mean that's neither of us have had good luck on Chickamauga that we always talk about, but it gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, you can fish deep if you want. You can fish like some tremendous current if you want. You can fish flats and ledges. It's pretty much grass. Everything is there. Pads. It's all there.
Yep.
And one day we will catch our PBs down there. One day.
Other people in this group. I mean, I've kind of had Cooper Gallant from the beginning because I don't know. I really don't like too many other guys. If I was to take a flyer on somebody else, it'd be Luke Palmer.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
Maybe even like a Frazier, Mark Frazier, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Final group E. Who do you have?
I went with a guy who is also in that area, Mr. Tristan McCormick.
Okay.
I wanted to stay away from Carl Jacobson. He's picked by too many. And Tristan, I think, lives pretty close there. I mean, he lives in Tennessee. I think he lives more towards Nashville, though.
Okay.
But I'm trying to remember. He had a win last year on the Opens. I mean, this group, I just took a chance.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I like if somebody takes Carl. I'm not upset with that. Obviously
no, not at all.
Tough pick, and he's, it says he's from Australia. Yeah, he is, but he lives pretty much on Chickamauga now.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think that's a great pick, but that's not the way I'm going. I'm going a little closer to home. Somebody from Pennsylvania, probably 35 minutes away from me, Jonathan Dietz. And the only reason I'm picking him is because, well, there are two reasons. Because he's close to home, and he's 0.7%. So I'm hoping he hits a grand slam and just crushes it. Hopefully.
Be nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of names that most people probably don't associate too much with. But like one person in here at 3.3, it baffles me, like Chad Pipkins. Like he's an A and B group guy pretty much all day.
Yeah. And these guys in this group are your Opens winners.
Yep.
And I think I think that's it. The Opens winners and the Bass Nation winner.
Yeah, probably.
And then Carl and Chad.
Yeah. But these Open and Nation guys they're hungry. I mean, this is a huge opportunity. So I can see. I mean, that's one of the reasons I picked somebody that's not well known.
Yep.
I mean, if Jonathan goes and wins or gets top fives, so that's going to be absolutely huge for my score here.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you got to take a chance.
Yeah, I do. Yep. I'm either going to crash and burn or I'm going to come out smelling like roses.
All right. Weights?
I have, well, before I give it to you, the 2019 Classic 3 days, 49.3. Now, mind you, that was a little bit earlier, a week earlier in the year. And the 2021 4-day was 63 pounds. So we figured that at what, 16 and 3/4? 15 and 3/4?
15 and 3/4.
So you're looking at anywhere 50 pounds ish.
Yeah.
I'm at 52.13.
I went a little bit below the 50. I went 48.12.
Okay. I went a little above, just a lot of it. I mean, that's the original number that I picked a couple weeks ago when I picked them.
Yeah.
But I did read something that Brandon Lester had said, I don't know, a couple days or a week ago, that conditions should be pretty much ideal.
Yeah.
So I went a little over.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they catch 80, make it interesting. I mean, how many times have we watched St. John's or not Sandy Cooper, but Sabine River or something where they're catching like 2-pounders and a 3-pounders, like the big fish of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess that's my little gripe with the classics.
Yeah.
Let's get them on like a fun water to fish.
Yeah.
Like
the St. Lawrence or Lake Fork or something.
I want a classic where they're gonna bring some lunkers across the stage and
right.
Let's put the 50-something guys on a good body of water for 3 days and let's see what it comes out to be. Obviously, we're not talking 100 pounds. We're talking in the 60s,
70
70s.
Maybe.
Yeah. Let's give these guys at an optimal time too. Like the rest of the schedule, they put at optimal times. But the classic they throw in there, and half the time these guys are practicing with bundled up and wondering what the conditions are going to become, the weekend.
Right. Yeah, if they're going to wake up and there's ice and frost on their boat.
Yeah. So I mean, I just give us a classic in April or May.
How about Presque Isle Bay in Pennsylvania, the last week of May?
There you go.
Or second last week of May, somewhere in there. This year will be earlier because it's been so warm up here. But
yeah, and I understand they need places that have the ability to hold the the classic.
You need a large venue
stuff. Yeah. But still, I mean, there's got to be some places around there. Give us something different.
Yeah. Yep.
That's for you. Any Bass people that work at Bass who happen to stumble across our video, make it happen.
Right.
What bring it to Lake Erie. Have it out of Buffalo, and bring it in June during the spawn.
And I mean, especially with the classic too. I mean, you're not talking about 100 boat field. I mean, you're 50 something.
Yep.
And you can accommodate that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even somewhere Lake Erie, south of Buffalo, either Erie or Cleveland, Sandusky areas, there's enough water there to accommodate it.
I have one for you.
Yeah.
Cayuga Lake, and they have the big casino there now, just north. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they have one of the casinos there. They could do it right there. It'd work. Not Turning Stone. It's a newer one.
Turning Stones, out past Syracuse.
No, they Del Lago, Del Mar, something or other. But there's a casino up there
at the north end of the lake, right?
Yeah, it's right by the thruway. So it's a little bit of a drive, but I mean close enough to where you could have the classic.
Yeah.
I mean, not that
that would be nice. Sometime in June.
Yeah,
mid or late June. Yep. Because you'll still have a couple of spawners, I'm sure. That would be interesting.
And obviously we're talking about places close to us just because we know that area.
Well, we're biased and we have good stories about fishing there during a tournament, but that we didn't know about.
Yeah. I mean, we're literally at here. I'll tell you. It's Del Lago Resort and Casino.
Okay.
It is 24 minutes from there to Union Springs.
Union Springs. Nice. Nice.
Be perfect. The resort and casino is right off the 90.
Mhm.
Be perfect. I don't know what their accommodations are there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's a fair amount of there's a couple of hotels there, and there's a fair amount
yeah,
of like Airbnbs, Burbos,
yeah,
whatever. I mean, I stayed there 2 years ago
yep.
in May. Yeah.
Or just have a Syracuse Classic, and you just pick three of the Finger Lakes and Oneida, and just go to town. Have a different lake every day.
A day that would be
That
sweet
that would be cool. Like it'd be different.
to do. I mean, Cayuga and Seneca are right next to each other. You could do those two, and
Seneca,
then
Cayuga,
and
Keuka, Oneida.
Cayuga. That'd be interesting to see how they do on Cayuga because that's. I mean, we didn't really find a pattern in the 2 days we were there, other than
That
rock bass.
yeah, that lake's tough because the couple times that I've been there, it's been kind of almost like a different pattern each time. So
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And unless you fish 3-4 times a week, you're not going to be on top of that pattern.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So you're spending a couple days figuring it out, and then by the time you do, it's time to go. Yep.
All right, let's shut this down. Enough trying to get a classic near us.
Right. Ronnie Moore, help us out. I don't know. Somebody.
Well, he's Matt. I'm Scott. Like and subscribe. We could, trying to get our
Got to
numbers
pump
up.
those numbers up.
Yeah, get rid of these rookie numbers.
That's right.
And I hope you guys enjoy our shows. Let us know in the comments, what's your picks, and yeah, we'll have another show coming up soon.
All right. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.
Stay stout.
We're out.